Yes, sir, it is me. Once again, Jordan Moser coming back at you with another Friday now, AEW Dynamite recap and review. We got a lot of cool stuff on the show. Post Double or Nothing edition. We got the Inner Circle wanting another shot. We got a bull rope match in our main event. We got who? Got that fly dude debuting on AEW. Who can I be talking about? I'm gonna let you know. This is your AEW Dynamite recap and review. First up in the night, we have a tag team match. We got the tag team champions, the Young Buckas, against Pac and Penta El Zero Miedo of the Death Triangle. But before the match even kicks off, we see the Elite Assassin, or whatever they call him, Frankie Kazarian. He comes out, he attacks Nakazawa outside on the barricade, and he eventually runs him off, as well as the Good Brothers. So we're basically down to a tag team match between these two teams, and it's pretty spirited for the most part. I would say the match of the night, of course, for these two teams. Penta El Zero Miedo and Pac just doing their best to out physical and outwork the other team, while the Bucks are of course using their underhanded tactics to kind of gain control, as well as their tag team prowess, of course. But Penta was definitely the star of this matchup. We see just a nice combination of moves. We see him hit a nice lung blower senton combo on one point on both of the Bucks, which is really nice to see. And also he gets his mask taken off by Nick Jackson, but he shows that he has another mask up under that because he's smart. He saw what happened to his brother, so he knew what was going on. But at the end of the day, Brandon Cutler, who was honestly still out there, I definitely forgot about him, he knocks Pac off the apron in the corner, and that eventually leads to one of the Jacksons rolling him up for the 1-2-3 and the win. They get their butts beat after the matchup. They're just getting stomped on. It's a 3-on-2 advantage until Eddie Kingston makes his way out. He is missing Jon Moxley, who was out indefinitely for the moment, but he comes out and he runs the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler off, and they stand tall to kind of end the segment off. Kingston, of course, having kind of an association with the Penta and Pac before, so that's a very interesting little wrinkle that we saw later on in the show as well. But yeah, very fun tag team match. I'm not too keen on the Bucks continuing to get these like distraction and just interference wins, but it's working for now. I guess it's only so far that they can kind of take this. It can happen to a team like Pac and Penta, as they don't really team together that much. Can't really throw them out of the box like that, because that's not going to work. But yeah, very fun tag team match and a very interesting wrinkle for Kingston, Penta, and Pac kind of working together at the same time. We see they get announced for a trios match next week, so that should be extremely fun to watch as well. So yeah, very good way to start off the show. The newest addition to AEW, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, is out next. And he just talks about, hey, he's not here to reinvent the wheel. He is here to just turn the screws and to keep things pushing. Didn't really have a lot of time to talk until Vicky Guerrero makes her way out for some reason. She tells Tony and Mark to get out the ring. And then you see what she does. She introduces the newest member of the AEW roster, Andrade El Idolo, and he comes out flying, fresh to death. Oh my goodness, gets on the mic. He just talks about being the face of Latinos, but now being the face of AEW. He didn't really get a lot of time to talk either, but his presence made up for it. Oh my goodness, Andrade is all elite. I thought he was going to go back to CMLL and AAA because he was fighting Kenny for the championship, but no, he is firmly all elite at this point, and I could not be happier. I think this is the best way to maximize and utilize his talents, because he can be one of the best heels or best faces in the entire business, because he's one of the best wrestlers in the business. So this is awesome. I can't wait to see what him and Vicky do as a collaboration. That's gonna be fire. Yeah, this is great. This is just great. And Charlotte shouting out her boo on Instagram. I love it. I love the passion. I love to see this. So definitely congratulations for Andrade and Mark Henry, as well as just coming to AEW and getting their feet wet. I love this. Absolutely. I really tried to care about the next matchup. Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson facing off against QT Marshall and Anthony Ogogo in the tag team match, but I couldn't really get into it. Honestly, I'm not feeling just the whole dynamic that these four have going on, just like the Nightmare and the family going at it. I don't care, frankly. The Cody and Ogogo match was supposed to be the end of it, in my opinion, and Cody went out on top. But yeah, we're still continuing this, it looks like. Cody was good in the ring in this matchup, but we see as the end of the matchup came, Aaron Solo, he kind of interfered, distracted the referee, and that allows Anthony Ogogo to hit a cheap shot on Cody Rhodes with his hands down, and he was unprotected and everything, and QT Marshall got the pin for the win. Yeah, just a very basic tag team match, not really too much to look into it, but good to see Ogogo get the win. He probably should have got it on Sunday if they were going to do this, but it is what it is. I guess we'll see how he kind of goes in the next couple months, and I'm just waiting for Cody to turn heel at this point because I don't really care. I need him to be a heel in some capacity. Is too gaudy and too showy to be a face because it's really distracting and I don't like it that much. So yeah, turn Cody heel and give Anthony Ogogo a push. That's my bottom line. Yeah. Next up, we have the Inner Circle doing their victory lap for their win at Stadium Stampede at Double or Nothing. Jericho, he gives all the people in the crowd Stadium Stampede shirts, which is really nice because that was a lot of shirts that they just gave out like that, it seems like. But the thing that took most from this war is not over between the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle, and I'm wondering why, because there's no need for them to continue feuding. They both got a win, and it seems like they're not even going to feud as factions anymore, just kind of like split up. FTR and Santana and Ortiz going at it. We'll eventually see probably Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus MJF and Wardlow, and then we see Jake Hager and Wardlow going at it in 2 weeks in an MMA matchup, like a fight. Like, I don't know if they have the cage or anything like that, or how it's going to be set up, but that's what they're doing. And I'm like, why is this still going on? Like, y'all are going to be in AEW at the same time without feuding with each other. Like, that has to happen at one point. So what's the point in continuing the feud? I don't know, but I'm going to see how it goes. We're going to see how the MMA fight goes. I like the tag team matchups that are going to go on because Santana and Ortiz, they definitely deserve that kind of push in that right direction, even if they don't win. So, yeah, looking forward to kind of everything, but also still wondering why it's going on. But yeah, good promos from everybody, though. Next up, we got a tag team match. Christian Cage and Jungle Boy is the last two from the Casino Battle Royal at Double or Nothing against Private Party, who are wrestling in khakis. Like, that's cute, and it's not. Please go back to regular gear. Why are you wrestling in khakis? That's just mad uncomfortable. But we do see them have control for most of this matchup. At the beginning, they even mocked the 5-second pose that Christian and Edge usually do, and just mocked that a little bit, which is actually funny. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of laughed at it. But Jungle Boy out of this matchup looked like a star. He hit a fans singing his music. You see him as he gets that hot tag into the match, just comes in like a dynamo, just flying around, doing what everybody else in the ring hoped that they could do. He eventually was able to lock in that snare trap on Mark Quinn and get the tap out for the win for his team, and just kind of run off Private Party until Matt Hardy reappears on the ramp and he twists of fate's Christian and just leaves him laying as Jungle Boy is left to process what happened, and he just runs off. Yeah, another basic tag team match, I would say. Not really too much to it until Jungle Boy got into that matchup within like the last 3 to 5 minutes. So yeah, him just looking like a star, just continuing to build his stock up for the match against Kenny Omega that's going to happen in a couple weeks. That's going to be freaking awesome. But yeah, just another way to just build him up eventually as the face of AEW, I would say. I think he will firmly be that within like the next 5 years. Like, that's going to happen. But yeah, good work for Jungle Boy and Christian. And yeah, just a basic way. I don't understand why Matt Hardy and Christian are two old dudes and they're feuding. I don't like that. Like, keep away from that, please. But yeah, good stuff here though. Next up, we had Sting and Darby Allin come out. Sting got a little bit of time to talk about being in front of the fans at Double or Nothing and how that was cool. Darby doesn't really get to talk. We see eventually Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky pop up on the screen, and they're just talking him down for the most part. They're talking up Sting because, you know, he the icon, and he came back for his first match in 6 years at Double or Nothing. That was dope. But Darby Allin, he is a codependent, and I was like, dang, bro. And he really didn't have anything to say about it. He couldn't counter it or anything, and they told him, hey bro, get another tag team partner that's not Sting, and we'll see how you do when you're not being carried by a 61-year-old, which doesn't make sense, but we'll eventually see if he does pick another partner and how that kind of comes to form. But yeah, they really talked down Darby Allin here. He was like shook for the first time I had seen in a really long time, and I was like, whoop, a codependent, dang, bro. but yeah, good promo from Sky and Paige. We'll definitely see where this goes in the next couple weeks. Next up, we have the celebration for the new AEW Women's World Champion, Britt Baker, DMD. She comes out, she tries to trick everybody by saying she left burger coupons under their seats, and she laughed at them, ha ha ha. But yeah, she just talks about how DMD is going to lead this AEW Women's Division and AEW in general into the future, and they got burgers and all the heels around, and they're celebrating and all that. And as Britt and Tony Schiavone and Rebel go to toast with their burgers to a new found future as the AEW Women's World Champion. Nyla Rose comes out of nowhere. She knocks it out of her hand. She throws the rest of the burgers outside the ring and into the crowd and all that. She leaves the ring, pops the balloons and everything like that, and leaves with Vicky Guerrero trailing. And everybody's just flabbergasted, like, what's going on? It's supposed to be a nice celebration. What are you doing, baby? It looks like she is going to get the first crack at the AEW Women's World Championship, which I believe should belong to Thunder Rosa, because they were kind of the last two to kind of face off against each other in that feud. But this will be very interesting to see Nyla Rose and Britt Baker. We saw the matchup from the World Eliminator Tournament when they were kind of leading up to Revolution. So this will be very interesting to see them kind of feud long term, and hopefully Britt don't lose that title fast, because she still needs that. Please keep that joint on her. The matchup between the Bunny and Red Velvet was okay. It was kind of okay finish too. We saw Red Velvet kind of duck the use of the brass knuckles from Bunny and hit her with the just dessert to that spinning kick for the 1-2-3 and the win. Most of the match was taken up by the commercial break, so we didn't really see a lot of it. But definitely Red Velvet is coming to her own in the ring. Very athletic, very fast, very small. So kind of like the way that she moves around. And the Bunny, she seems like more of a manager at this point, even though we know she can wrestle. It kind of jars us when she does in AEW, because she doesn't do it a lot, at least on Dynamite. So very nice little matchup, okay finish, kind of a way to get Red Velvet that momentum, of course. Last up in the night, we had the main event, a bull rope match between Dustin Rhodes and Nick Comoroto of The Factory. This feud has been brewing on all of AEW programming, like Dynamite, Dark Elevation, Dark, all of those things, and just kind of came to head in this matchup. And it was a very interesting choice for the main event, I would say. Very house fighty feel, very just physical. They fought a lot outside the ring for the most part. Comoroto, he did look much like a monster that we're used to seeing. He, of course, like threw people around and everything like that. Once just throwing around like Fuego del Sol on the outside of the ring, but didn't really feel like kind of his breakout performance, I would say. He did cut blood at one point. It was just bleeding all over, but this matchup did end with Dustin Rhodes just getting the upper hand, kicking a low blow, hitting him with that bell a couple of times, and hitting that middle rope bulldog for the 1-2-3 and the win. And he kind of celebrates as the night closes. This is a very interesting choice for the main event. We haven't really seen a lot of the feud play out on AEW programming, at least on Dynamite. I remember that one time where Dustin just hit him with the chair and it kind of broke. That's the only time I remember them really going after it on Dynamite in some capacity. This is a very interesting choice to the main event. Not really the best of matches at all to kind of end the night, but they're really good to kind of see Dustin kind of come out on top, even though I think Nick Comoroto should have won more than likely if he's going to be projected as this monster and as this good find for AEW. Definitely giving them a win like this in the main event would have been cool, but I understand it. I get it. So good for Dustin Rhodes. Kind of nice little matchup to close off the show, but definitely another match could have main evented in my opinion. Definitely just an okay way to end this night of Friday night AEW Dynamite. All in all, a very okay episode of Dynamite, I guess. We got new feuds emerging, Britt Baker and Nyla Rose, Christian Cage and Matt Hardy going at it. So we'll see how those feuds kind of progress, but everything here was just kind of surface level, I would think. Definitely the opening match was the best thing, I think, on this show and the best match of the night. Everything just kind of felt kind of surface level. I would think on like the post Double or Nothing show, we get a bit more surprises, except for Andrade, because that was beautiful. I wish the fans reacted a little bit more to that, because they were really quiet when he came out, and I was like, ooh, they should have made a lot more noise than this. We'll definitely see where everything kind of progresses in the next couple of weeks leading up to their shows around the time when they kind of get back on the road and everything like that. Okay episode of Dynamite. That's going to be it from me. You will see more videos throughout the week. As you know, like and share and subscribe, all the cliche stuff and everything like that. But I'm out. Peace. Everybody enjoy yourselves. Everybody enjoy the month of June. It's so lovely outside. Have fun, please. Catch y'all around.